Hey guys, I am coming to you tonight with some really good news. Well, it's cool news for me and might be good news to some of you guys if you've ever thought of buying stuff from me before. My Etsy is officially off of vacation mode. It's only been over 3 years, but it is back up, and my first item is listed for sale, which happens to be a pack of antique paper that I am selling for collage or mixed media, altered art, junk journals, glue books. You know the drill. Just some of it would even look cool framed alone as is. These books I rescued from the recycling center back home in West Virginia when our town's college library must have done like a huge spring cleaning or something, or got a bunch of new inventory in of like newer, better books. I don't know, but they are books that I just cannot imagine anybody, even a library, ever parting with. A lot of the titles that I have Googled, I cannot find physically available anymore. They're available digitally, but that's just not the same in my opinion. Unfortunately, when I found them, all of the covers were torn off. That's sacrilege. When I did find some of the titles online, some of the covers were just, oh my God, they were gorgeous. Marbled, hand marbled work on the front, and just, oh my gosh, it just makes me sick thinking of all those covers gone. But at least, excuse me, at least I got the insides. The pack that I'm sharing today is of 20 separate titles. I probably got 200 books. There was probably, I'd say 40% of them were a title called The Monthly Review. From what I've gathered, it is a literary journal published either quarterly and then eventually, I think it was originally annually, then quarterly, and then maybe monthly. I can't really remember, but it was called The Monthly Review. And I have some going back clear back to the 1780s. Beautiful paper, beautiful font. Basically giving people's reviews on papers, or I'm not sure if it was books too. I think it was books and papers that had been published during that quarter. Medical books, religious books, philosophy, a broad range of subject matter, but some really cool stuff in there. I think I mentioned before in one of my videos, oftentimes I get lost, just reading what's on the paper as I go through books to try to pull pages for my work or to share in packs or whatever. And that could be a hobby all of its own and a full-time job, just, going through there to absorb random info. But it's cool and I like to learn. And so there you have it. But I'm going to go ahead and get started so this video is not a mile long. Like I said, this is 20 different titles. The pack will include 25 pages. So there will be, repeats of a couple, maybe more than 25. I might toss in a couple extra here or there, or a signature section of some pages, but at least 25 pages. And I do, anytime I sell something on Etsy, I do include a free gift. Obviously, especially with something like this, it's a small gift. It's not much. It might be, a little stack of guest checks, or some automotive tags that I have, some inventory tags, or some extra book pages, just something little to say thank you, as a gift. And so, like, the pack will include 25 pages, and listed on Etsy, it is $18.95, and that is free shipping. So, and it'll be shipped with cardboard backing, so the pages aren't getting bent and messed up. And some of these pages are brittle. I did try to choose from books that had stronger paper with better integrity, but it's antique paper. Some of it's 200 years old, so it is what it is. But you can do a lot with these for sure. So all right, here we go. Let me get this turned over. Sorry guys, bear with me. I still have like stuff in my head and chest a little bit, but So forgive my voice once again tonight. So here we go. Smithsonian Contributions to Knowledge, May of 1864. Really cool stuff in here. This section was on paleontology of Upper Missouri. It's got some cool pictures. None of the pictures are in this this stack here, but there's quite a few different sections in there that is basically information about scientific discoveries or archaeological discoveries, things of that nature. And then here we have a page from a book called Winds of the Globe. It gives the longitude and latitude and direction of the winds. I don't know if longitude and latitude is on there. I could have swore I've seen that before, but maybe I just made that up. I don't know. Anyways, really cool graph paper with numbers. Beautiful. Nice size too. This is a book on the Kalmath language, Kalmath or something similar to that spelling. It's I haven't looked enough at the book to really know what it is. It's an Indian tribe. Kalamath. They spoke a different language. Had different religious beliefs. It's a really neat book. But look how beautiful their language is written. Transportation of the Great Lakes, traffic operations, freight movement in general. Awesome graphs in this one. Numbers. That paper's nice and shiny. I like the feeling of the paper. Journal of the Senate. Basically, things the Senate had before them up for, I don't know, whatever the Senate does. That's terrible, isn't it? This one is a book about Eskimos, I think. Yep, the Central Eskimo. And it, like the other Native American book, Indian book that I had just mentioned, it is about their religious beliefs, their lifestyle in general, their clothing, their art, their crafts, their music, I think I said religious beliefs, what they ate, just really cool info. Here's a book on Congress from 1878, things that were passed in Congress. Oops, that's another page to that Eskimo book. I don't know why I had two in there. But see, this shows an example of shapes of their houses. Basically, they built some of them anyways, built their houses so that sound would travel through them a certain way for specific music and such. This is a book on the intervals to noon, local apparent time of beginning of interval. I don't know, just cool numbers. This is the Library of Congress, a book of operas. I don't know anything about opera, you guys, so it is, I guess, names of opera singers and operas that they have put on in the 1790s, I think. Maybe that has nothing to do with, no, 1790, I don't think it has anything to do with the year. Well, I don't know, maybe 1785 in Augsburg, winter, I don't know. But operas in any instance. Here we have Proceedings of the Board of Regents of the Smithsonian Institute for the fiscal year ending in June of 1916. These books have a whole bunch of random information in it too. How much they spent on building building things, how much they spent on landscaping, how much they paid maintenance workers, their secretary, anything you can think of that somebody was paid to do. They have the amount of money they made in there. And there's also some information about some of the meetings that they held to pass some of the bylaws and stuff of the Smithsonian Institute. And then this one is Report of the Register of Copyrights and Copyright Legislation. It's basically rules that were the laws that were passed about copyrights in 1903. This wouldn't be a, a bad book to read, just so we could learn, you know, us junk journalers not knowing, you know, the rules about what can be photocopied and used and stuff. Just information, it would be kind of cool to know. This one is Precious Metals in the United States. This particular page is the stock of money in the United States from 1893. Estimated stock of coin as of January 1st, 1892. 605,089,568 in gold. Basically not a fraction of the money that we use in the United States today. This one is a report of the National Museum from 1891. It's got some write-ups in it, but then it's also got really cool plates in there. And this one is of the burial mounds of ancient burial mounds of Japan. The life and voyages of Americus Vespucius. I can't pronounce his name, but the book is beautiful. These are some of my favorite pages. The paper is really nice, nice feel to it, a nice thickness, and look how it just is beautiful. It is aged beautifully, and it bends for the most part. I haven't had much cracking with this kind, so I can you can use them as pages. This is another one of my favorites. It's kind of like that monthly review journal. It's called The Academician. It is books that have been written and published for academia. And it was from the year 1818. Published semi-monthly by Albert and John W. Pickett at $3 per annual. This has some cool info in it too. A bunch of information about what they had decided to allow in our education system. Really interesting. I like the popped paper on that too, how it's aged. This one is Mineral Resources. It's broken down by section. This page happens to come from the copper section. You know, it's got gold, copper, silver. I'm trying to think. I can't think, obviously. Of course, I get on video and then I can't think. Any kind of minerals that we dig up out of the earth here in the U.S. How much was shipped off to each state. And stuff, information like that. Pretty cool info. I like the graphs and the numbers. Number paper, I love. This is an agricultural report from the International Exhibition of 1862. It was basically kind of like a big, if I'm not mistaken, like a big kind of fair where everybody, came and brought their livestock to sell and trade, and some lessons on, planting and harvesting and stuff. I could have that way off, but just from what I've glanced at through this book, it had a lot of information about crops and animals and stuff in it. This one is the Commissioner of Patents. It has the patents the people have applied for that year. And then also in a part of the book, it has an alphabetical list of the inventions. Some really, really entertaining stuff in here. Twine cutter, washing machine. There was different kinds. I had already looked at washing machine because I was like, what? This book was when the washing machine was invented, but it was a different kind with different, working pieces and stuff. But Handbook of Manuscripts, it's basically anything that was written. Forget who this one. I have one that's George Washington's Handbook of Manuscripts. It was, anything that he had written to people during his presidency. Not to people, but to important people. I can't remember who this one was to. But I love the paper on this. It's super duper thin. Might be onion skin. And here's one of those monthly reviews. See, this one's medical, and this one's from 1763. Well, they're reviewing a book that was written in 1763. So it wasn't long. It wasn't much longer after that because, they kept pretty up to date with stuff like that. And in these, for the longest time, I thought a lot of these books had a typo with the letter S, because some of their S's looked like letter F's. Hang on, let me find one. Like here. Diseases is this word right here. DISEASES. I guess it's the long S, I think, or the short S. I can't remember. It's the long S. It looks kind of like an F, but with no, it's a long S. But I thought they were F's, and I was like, defivas. I couldn't figure out for the life of me why some of the S's were F's, but lo and behold, they weren't F's. They were S's. So funny. This one, for instance, is medicinal letters in 2 parts. Part 1 contains letters of miscellaneous subjects for removing various disorders from human bodies and for the preservation of health. Part 2 contains letters on the most frequent and dangerous diseases incidents to infants and children, men and women, with directions for the management of the sick and making medicines for the cure of several diseases, intended chiefly for the benefit of those poor families which can neither have the advice of a physician nor the attendance of an apothecary. So basically families like mine, but back in the day, by Dr. Lobb, member of the Royal College of Physicians in London, 12 months of Buckland. I found stuff in here about leeches, curing people with leeches. There was a couple diseases that I had read about in one of these that was pretty entertaining. I could read this one forever. Lectures upon the heart, lungs, pericardium, pleural, aspera, arteria, membrane, intercipiens, or mediastinum, together with diaphragm, interspersed with a variety of practical remarks. So I chopped that all to heck and back, but you get the drift. But look how beautiful the font is. And this paper is also surprisingly from the 1700s. I have used this paper in my journals more than any other of this paper as pages. It bends without cracking at all. It has a really cool feel to it too. It's kind of ridged. It has ridges along it. I don't know. I like it. This one is the National Calendar from 1830. Basically, laws that were passed, rules that were made for the postmaster, money that was spent, postmaster general report, just cool info in general on this one too. This paper's similar to that too. It has ridges in it, and bends easily, or can be folded without cracking, I should say. Not bends easily, but. And then last but not least, a little book on King Lear. Just the play, and this one has a lot of handwritten notes in it. I don't know if this will be, I don't know if I can find this book at the moment, so I don't know if it'll be included. I have several of these packs already made up, but eventually, if I can't find this book, I'll have to substitute it with something else. But just a cool little King Lear section. So that was only 21 sheets. So like I said, there'll be 4 sheets added, or 20 or 21, so 4 or 5 sheets at least added to the pack before I would ship them out, making it 25 sheets at least for $18.95 with free shipping. That's to the US only. Sorry guys, I have a lot to learn about international shipping. If anybody would like to break it down for me, I'd be happy to listen. I need to watch some videos and do some reading on it. I at first had it listed as internationally, and I just figured I'd wing it and learn as I go. But then I noticed there was a section that I might need to fill out about tariffs, potential tariffs for shipping to other countries and stuff. So yeah, I definitely have to learn about it before I go through with that. But so that's it for the video tonight. If anybody would be interested in purchasing a pack of this off of Etsy, send me an email. I'll list my email below. It's from junk to journal with no S at gmail.com. I'd sell it to you a little bit cheaper because I have to charge a little bit more on Etsy because of the fees. But I'd come up with something fair, and you are able to buy more than, more than one 25-page bundle at a time. It would be cheaper for me to ship it that way anyway. So however many, bundles of 25 you would want, just let me know. I'm also going to share a link to my newly reopened Etsy store. If you decide that you would like to purchase anything from there, use that link because it gives me a little bit of percentage off of the fees that they charge. It's basically, because I have driven traffic to Etsy on my own without them driving it for me, and then the customer ends up on Etsy and looking at other people's stuff too. So it's basically just a little reward / discount for the sellers for driving traffic to the Etsy website. So you guys take care. I'll be doing another video soon sharing a few college notebooks that I have that were from a class of parasitology. I thought it would be a great time to try to come off that since it's near Halloween time. But I'll tell you more about it obviously in the next video. I don't want to take up too much time. I hope you guys are doing good, and thanks for coming by and watching. Oh, and I did also, last but not least, I wanted to mention I will be doing a giveaway soon. I still haven't fully decided on the rules or what I will be giving away. It will likely be your choice of any of the paper you've seen me share, a reasonable bundle of it, or a journal that you have seen me share that I might still have in possession, or something that I would potentially make a journal commissioned at, for the winner, however they want it. Make it after they have won. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't fully decided the terms or the rules or how long it's going to go for. But I recently reached 100 subscribers, and I cannot tell you guys how much that means to me that 100 people enjoy my art enough to watch my videos despite my terrible voice and rambling. So as a thank you, I definitely want to do the giveaway. You guys should totally start liking and commenting beforehand, because you never know, maybe, liking and commenting on other videos of mine may give extra chances to win in the giveaway once I have listed the rules. And that will be stated as a fact if that's something that I decide to do. Just, so nobody feels left out that they didn't know to do that if that's something I decide on. But you should always be liking videos that you watch anyways. And I'm preaching to the choir because I forget a lot of the time too. I've really been trying hard to pay attention to that because it's so important to the algorithm, and just to show support in a way that doesn't cost you anything. So like this, comment if you'd like, share it would be even better, and keep an eye out for the giveaway video. Thanks again, guys. Good night.